The war had stretched on for months, a relentless tide of battles, losses, and fleeting moments of peace. Amidst the chaos, Private Ethan Marshall found solace in the pages of his diary, a small, worn notebook tucked carefully inside his jacket. Every night, beneath the cover of darkness and distant echoes of artillery, Ethan poured his thoughts onto paper. His diary was a sanctuary, a place where fear, hope, despair, and courage mingled in honest confession. Unlike the official reports filled with statistics and strategic overviews, Ethan's words captured the raw, unfiltered reality of the front line, the weight of camaraderie, the ache of loss, and the quiet moments of humanity hidden between the bullets. As the battles raged on, the diary became more than a record. It was a lifeline, preserving the true story of a soldier's heart amid the horrors of war. Each entry in Ethan's diary painted vivid pictures, not just of battles, but of the men who stood beside him. Their laughter, their fears, the small acts of kindness that sustained them. He wrote of Sergeant Lawson, whose gruff exterior hid a heart that carried the weight of every fallen comrade. Of Private Miller, whose jokes broke the tension even in the darkest hours. And of Corporal Reyes, who shared stories from home that reminded them all why they fought. Through these pages, Ethan gave life to faces often reduced to mere numbers and reports. His diary was a tribute to friendship forged in fire, a testament to the human spirit's resilience. In the midst of chaos, Ethan found moments of eerie silence, pauses between gunfire, lulls in the storm of battle. These quiet interludes were often the hardest to bear, filled with anticipation and the haunting memories of those lost. He described the oppressive weight of waiting, the mind's racing thoughts, and the fleeting hopes that flickered in the dark. The diary revealed the soldier's internal battles, the struggle to maintain courage, sanity, and humanity in a world shattered by war. Amidst the turmoil, Ethan cherished letters from his family, fragile threads connecting him to a world far from the battlefield. Each word carried warmth and love, a reminder of what he fought to protect. He recounted the bittersweet moments of reading these messages by candlelight, the tears shed in solitude, and the strength drawn from distant voices. The diary captured the emotional lifeline that letters provided, sustaining hope and resolve amid uncertainty. The war's fiercest battle loomed on the horizon. Ethan's diary grew heavy with anticipation and dread. He wrote of the adrenaline-fueled preparations, the silent prayers whispered before the storm, and the bonds tightening among the men. The pages recounted the chaos of combat, the roar of explosions, the sting of smoke and dust, and the courage born in the crucible of conflict. Through his words, the true cost of war came alive, the sacrifice, the pain, and the fleeting moments of triumph. Despite the horrors witnessed, Ethan's diary reflected an unbroken spirit. He wrote of determination to carry on, to honor the fallen, and to protect those still standing beside him. His entries revealed moments of quiet heroism, acts of kindness amid destruction, and the unyielding hope that fueled survival. The diary was a testament to the resilience of the human heart, beating steadfast amid the chaos of war. In the chaos of battle, confusion reigned. Ethan described the disorienting fog that enveloped the battlefield, both literal and metaphorical. Orders were lost, lines blurred, and trust became a fragile commodity. His diary captured the uncertainty soldiers faced daily, the split-second decisions that meant life or death, and the bonds that held them together amid chaos. Through his words, the reader glimpsed the true complexity and cost of war beyond the headlines. Ethan's diary grew heavy with grief as comrades fell. He wrote of the emptiness left behind, the moments of silence for the lost, and the struggle to find meaning amid sorrow. Each name etched into his heart, each memory a reminder of sacrifice. Yet amidst the pain, Ethan found strength in remembrance and the resolve to carry their legacy forward. Amid the devastation, Ethan's diary revealed unexpected moments of compassion and humanity, shared meals, whispered prayers, and simple acts of kindness. He wrote of soldiers helping civilians, enemies showing mercy, and the fleeting glimpses of hope that shone through the darkness. These pages painted war not just as destruction, but as a complex tapestry of human experience. As battles raged on, Ethan's diary took on a new tone, one marked by the heavy burden of leadership. Though still a private, circumstances thrust him into moments where he had to make decisions impacting not only his life, but the lives of those around him. He wrote candidly about the pressure of responsibility, balancing fear and courage, hope and realism. The weight of command was more than orders. It was about protecting friends and making impossible choices under fire. Ethan described sleepless nights, haunted by the faces of those lost and the voices of men depending on him. Yet, amid the turmoil, he found strength in unity, faith in his comrades, and resolve to persevere. Through his words, the diary became a testament to the complexities of war, where bravery was intertwined with doubt and survival demanded more than just skill. In the rare moments between battles, Ethan's diary captured the fragile calm that settled over the camp, a deceptive peace filled with tension and anticipation. The soldiers sought rest, but their minds remained alert, haunted by the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Ethan wrote of stolen moments of laughter and camaraderie, shared stories under starry skies, and quiet prayers for safety. Yet beneath the surface, a storm was always brewing, both outside and within their hearts. He reflected on the duality of war, the juxtaposition of life and death, hope and despair, friendship and loss. These pages revealed the emotional roller coaster faced by those living on the front lines. The diary chronicled grueling marches through unforgiving terrain, muddy fields, rocky hills, and scorched earth. Ethan detailed the physical toll, blistered feet, aching muscles, and the relentless march toward an uncertain fate. Yet, within the exhaustion, he found moments of determination and solidarity. Soldiers shared scarce rations, encouraged each other, and found strength in shared purpose. Ethan's words painted a vivid picture of endurance, how the human spirit can push beyond limits when survival depends on it. Amid the chaos of battle, Ethan's diary revealed the constant threat of unseen dangers, snipers, booby traps, and betrayal within their own ranks. The fear of the hidden enemy added a layer of tension that never fully lifted. He wrote of heightened vigilance, mistrust, and the psychological toll of fighting an enemy that could strike at any moment. The battlefield was not just a physical space, but a minefield of uncertainty. Despite these challenges, Ethan's resolve remained strong, fueled by the bonds with his comrades and the hope for a better future. The diary entries grew heavy with the bittersweet aftermath of battle. Ethan reflected on the hard-won victories, territories gained, enemies repelled, but at great cost. He wrote of friends lost, innocence shattered, and the scars, both seen and unseen, that war imprinted on those who survived. Yet, amid the sorrow, there was hope. Hope that their sacrifices would pave the way for peace, and that the memories of fallen comrades would endure. Ethan's words served as a poignant reminder that victory in war is never without profound human cost. Amidst the devastation and relentless challenges of war, Ethan's diary carried a persistent thread of hope that wove its way through the darkest days. He wrote not just of the horrors surrounding him, but of dreams and aspirations that fueled his will to survive. There were vivid recollections of home, the familiar faces of family and friends, the comforting embrace of loved ones, and the simple joys that awaited beyond the battlefield. In his quiet moments, Ethan reflected on the possibility of peace, of days without gunfire and fear. His entries were filled with the longing for reunions, for laughter to replace the sounds of battle, and for the chance to rebuild a life interrupted by conflict. These hopeful thoughts were a balm to his weary soul, a source of strength amid chaos. Yet, Ethan was honest about the struggle to maintain this hope. The relentless tide of war often threatened to drown it, but he believed firmly that hope was a light no darkness could fully extinguish. It was this hope that kept him, and countless others, moving forward, clinging to the belief that survival was not just physical but spiritual. His diary became more than a record of war. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the most harrowing circumstances, hope endures as a guiding force toward a better tomorrow. In the relentless tides of war, Ethan's diary also celebrated the unbreakable bonds formed amidst adversity. He chronicled friendships forged in fire, moments when shared hardship created connections deeper than words. These bonds became lifelines, providing comfort and strength when hope seemed scarce. He wrote of soldiers sharing scarce supplies, watching each other's backs during firefights, and offering solace in the darkest hours. These relationships transcended rank and background, uniting them as brothers in arms. Despite the pain and loss, Ethan found meaning in these enduring connections. They were reminders of humanity's capacity for compassion, even in the most brutal circumstances. Through his words, the diary became a tribute not just to survival, but to the enduring spirit of camaraderie that carried them through. After months on the front line, the day of return finally came. Ethan's diary captured the bittersweet emotions of leaving the battlefield behind. The relief of survival mingled with the weight of memories carried like scars. He described the journey home as a mixture of hope and anxiety, unsure how life would unfold after the horrors endured. The faces of loved ones waiting at the station, the embrace of family, and the familiar sights of home were both comforting and strange. Ethan wrote about the challenges of reintegration, the distance between wartime experiences and civilian life, the struggle to communicate the depth of what was lived, and the silent wounds that lingered beneath the surface. Despite the difficulties, his diary was filled with determination to heal, to rebuild, and to honor the sacrifices made by those who did not return. Years after the war, Ethan's diary found its way into the hands of those who sought to understand the true cost of conflict. His words, once private and raw, became a beacon of truth, resilience, and humanity. Through published memoirs, educational programs, and commemorative events, Ethan's story inspired new generations to remember the sacrifices made and the enduring strength of the human spirit. He remained humble, always emphasizing that his experiences were shared with countless others whose stories might never be told. The diary was not just a record of war, it was a legacy of hope, courage, and the timeless bonds forged in the crucible of battle.